Shall we start, colleagues? I see their hands up, thumbs up. Let us start. Briefly, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to 2024 post-registration orientation for students. For our students, our new students, for us to let them know who we are as the university. But because we're given only 1 hour as the region, the KwaZulu-Natal region, before I invite our regional director, Dr. Joyce Mieza, let me quickly explain what is going to happen. Our program is very short. We'll have Dr. Mieza welcoming everybody. Then we'll have each department within the region giving us a very short, brief explanation of what each department is responsible for in the region. So we're not going to keep you long, students, and we're not going to keep everybody long. We're going to be very short and sharp. Let me take this opportunity and introduce Dr. Mieza to welcome all of us. Dr. Mieza, over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, Program Director. I hope I'm audible, and if I'm not, I'll rely. Thank you so much.
You are, Dr. Mieza, I can tell you.
Thank you. Students, colleagues, university staff, I would like to take this opportunity and welcome you all. In my welcome note, I'm just going to highlight the goal of orientation. Why are we having orientation? It is to ensure that we create student familiarity with the institution's academic activities. Why do we want to ensure that you know about our academic activities? This is to ensure that you succeed. The most important thing is that you have to succeed with your studies. That kind of success, it needs to be translated to you graduating one day. And when you graduate, the university succeed too, because when you hear that UNISA is ranked very high, it's one of the oldest university in the country, it is through ensuring that you succeed. Therefore, I hope that you're going to take this orientation as one of the serious activity that is meant to ensure that you succeed, and you know what are the pillars that are within the university that are meant to ensure that we give you all the support that you need. So with that information, I would like to welcome you all. Thank you, and over to you, Mr. Program Director.
Thank you very much, Dr. Mieza, for your kind words of welcome. Colleagues, without any further ado, let us move on. Let us first presenter for this session. Our first presenter will be Ms. Hazel Ngongo. Ms. Hazel Ngongo, over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, Mr. Sebe.
Thank you, Mr. Sebe, and good morning, students and colleagues.
Please proceed. We can hear you,
I just want
Ms.
to confirm if you can all see my screen.
Not yet. Please upload it.
Yeah. Okay.
There we go. You can see it. Please proceed.
Okay, my name is Hazel Ngongo, and I'm a representative from the computer lab in KZN.
Sorry, Hazel. Can you make it, put it on?
Okay, it's just that
presentation so that we see the full screen.
Please give us a minute.
Okay.
Yo, I was there.
Display.
Okay, sorry about that. So I'll be presenting about the service offer at the computer lab. Okay, from the computer lab, we provide access to the computer lab, which means that if you are a UNISA student, you can come and use our lab. You have to have a student card. So student card, you can do it at the library here in UNISA. So we provide access to the computer labs for students that don't have laptops. We also provide activation of My UNISA and My Life. So I'm going to show you a little bit later how that is done. It's going to be a short presentation. I'm not going to cover everything and because of the 3 minutes that I have. But if there's something that you still feel that you need explanation, you can come to the labs, we can assist you. We also provide services with Wi-Fi connection, which means if you come to UNISA and you have your laptop, you have Wi-Fi for free. We assist you in connecting that so you can be able to study throughout the day. We also offer software installation, which means if you bought a new laptop and it doesn't have things like Word, presentation, and all the applications that you need to finish your studies, we provide that. You can bring the laptops to your lab and we install those software for you. We also have community digital access centers, which are computer labs that are outside of UNISA. For example, I am sure about one that is in Umlazi, which is Labendu. I'm not sure of the other ones that are approved at the moment, but they are also available on the My UNISA sites when you check for the digital access centers that are registered at UNISA or that are accessible at the moment. I think there is about 5 of them at the moment. We also have digital literacy training materials, which is materials and videos that we do for students. For example, for people that don't know Word, we will provide a video that has a person that's talking over, teaching them how to navigate through Word and other applications. Also, we will have a channel that we will be placing all those materials in. And please keep on the lookout. Also on the UNISA Facebook page, we will provide where are these materials found. So now I'm going to just quickly show you on My UNISA. This is what I'm going to show you today. It's not all that you will require to navigate through My UNISA. Like I said before, if you need more information, you can come to the computer app. Just because I have little time, I'm going to cover a little bit about it. So when you go into the website, which is www.unisa.ac.za, you will land on this page, and then you will click on UNISA. Then once you click on My UNISA, if you're a first-time student, you only do this once. You will go on the link that says Claim UNISA Login. So once you click on Claim, you will see the screen, which will require you to enter your student number, which is your 8-digit student number. And then after entering your student number, you will click on Continue. After entering your student number, it will require you to enter all your personal details like surname and ID number. And you click on Continue. And then after that, after you've entered your personal details, there will be guidelines that you have to read and tick all the boxes to say that you acknowledge and agree. This is just the rules that you say that you acknowledge. So after it, then you tick on the 4 boxes and you click on acknowledge. and then your password will be presented to you on the screen. So please take note also that at the top, just above the password, there is an email address. So in order for you to be able to log into my UNISA, you have to know this email address, which is your student number. So your 8-digit student number at mylife.unisa.ac.za. So it has to be correctly spelled, because if it's not correct, you will not move to the next step. So I'm just going to quickly show you how you log onto my UNISA when you have the password. So now, once you have the password, you can log into my modules. Please take note that you can only log into my modules once you are registered students. So if you're not registered for that semester or for that year, you will not be able to get access to my modules. You will only get access to my admin, which has your academic records and all the admin stuff that you need. So log into my modules, just click on log in my modules link, and then you will see the screen, which I see that it's more confusing for students since it has changed from previous years. A student has had lots of problems with this. So once you see the screen, you will click on that link that says UNISA staff or student, the one that has a red box, and then it will require you to enter your email address. Remember the one that's an 8-digit student number at mylife.unisa.ac.za. So once you enter that, you will be required also to enter the password. So when you click on next, it will require to enter the password, and remember the password that was displayed on the screen before. And please note that now that password will work for my UNISA, it will work for my life, it will work for Wi-Fi connection, and it will help you with logging in our computers that in the beginning I mentioned that you have access to the computer labs. So when you get access to those computer labs, you also need the password. So once you log into my UNISA or you log onto my modules, you will see the two tabs, which is my modules and my admin. When you click on my admin, this is where now you see all the information relating to all subjects that you are registered for. And like I said previously, my admin is for information relating to all your admin functions. So if you need your academic report, that's where you will go to my admin. So the next step now, this is how it looks on the screen once you've logged on. And then when you click on the drop-down list on my modules, you'll see all the modules that you are registered for. And then if you now want to start to navigate, you will click on the modules that you registered for. Because remember, you have more than one module that you registered. But when you want to submit an assignment, you want to submit for a certain module. So you click on that certain module. And then, for example, if you want to gain official study material, you will see the links on the left that says official study material. It's still the material that you get from the counter or that you receive from the courier, but it means that you have it also on my UNISA in case maybe your assignments are due and then you haven't received your books. You can access this material from here. You can also submit your assignment, as you can see on the left, on the links on the left. There's assessment here at the bottom, assessment 1, assessment 2. Those are the links that you click on when you are submitting assignments, but I'm not going to dwell on that today since I have little time. So once you click on official study material, you see something like this. For example, you want to download the tutorial data, you click on the link that says tutorial data 101, and automatically it will open and you can save it. You can do that for the rest of the material, like for study guides. For example, this module that I screenshotted only has a tutorial data.
Ms. Ngongo, 1 minute remaining. Please move towards closing.
Okay, I'm almost done. Okay, please make sure that now, for example, if you're using the telecenters that I've spoken about or any other computer that does not belong to you, you don't forget to log out. because this is very important. When someone else comes in to use that computer, they will access your personal information, and that is very dangerous. So it's also important and emphasis to log out once you've done submitting assignments or do whatever you do. So I'm just going to go quickly on my life. My life is almost the same way that you do to log onto my life. The only thing is you click on the link at the bottom that says my life email. Remember, for my UNISA, you click on the top where it says log into my modules. And then for my life, you click on the link that says add my life. So once you click on it, it also requires you to put that email address that I've spoken about earlier. And then it will require you to use the same passwords that we spoke about. Remember earlier on, I said the password works for almost everything: Wi-Fi, my life, my UNISA, and logging into our computers. So once you put in your password, this is what my life looks like. It is an email access that you will use to communicate with your lecturers and how your lecturers will communicate with you. Because once you're a UNISA student, all the emails that you provided fall away. You will be using this email address in future and you will have it for life. So it's also important that after you access my life, you also sign out on the top right, the link that says sign out. So it's also important that, especially if you're using someone else's computer, you sign out so that they don't access your personal information. And
your time is up.
Okay, I'm done. I'm done. And this is the emails that you can reach us on. If, for example, you want any assistance with anything that has to do with the lab, this is the KZN email that says queries@KZN@UNISA. And for any queries with my lab and my UNISA help, use those emails. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ms. Ngongo. Students, this department is a department that assists you with anything to do with computer labs. To understand it better, just visit a computer lab at any of UNISA's offices in Richards Bay, Newcastle, Pietermaritzburg, here at Durban campus. If you go to computer lab, there is where you'll find any assistance, especially with your new laptops. You want them formulated, you want them to be updated with UNISA elements, you check your laptops to this particular department. Thank you very much, Mr. Ngongo. Let us move on to facilitation of learning, that is FOL. Mr. Mcheleli Nguba is going to present on behalf of this particular unit. Mr. Nguba, may I request that you put your presentation on the slide format so that the screen is bigger and the students can be able to see what is written in your presentation. Thank you very much. Over to you, Mr. Nguba.
Thank you, Mr. Sir.
Slide format. This one is still. Is it slide or show?
Slide.
Slide. It should show the bigger. Maybe show the full screen.
That's what we're showing full screen. You should be showing full screen from outside.
It's okay.
Mr. Nguba, go to your right-hand side on top there.
Yeah,
Okay, whilst we're still trying to sort that one out, in the interest of time, let us proceed. Mr. Nguba, proceed.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Sir. On our side, it's a slide show. So that's why we can't do anything. Okay.
Please proceed, Mr. Nguba.
This is the outlook of our region. We have offices in all these centers in the region.
Sorry, Mr. Nguwa, maybe come closer to the mic of the laptop you are using so that your voice projection can be heard clearly. It's not very clear at the moment.
Okay, can you hear me?
Please proceed, Mr. Nguwa. Colleagues who are presenting, please come closer to the laptop you are using so that your voice projection can be heard. At the moment, you sound as if you are far away from the laptops you are using. Colleagues, are we winning?
Colleagues, can you hear me?
It's still very faint, Mr. Nguwa, but let us try. Let us try. Please maybe speak up a bit and let us move on, colleagues.
Okay. How is it now? Good morning, colleagues. And good morning, students. And good morning, students. And good morning, students. Good morning, students.
Colleagues, Amanda, please take your laptop to Mr. Nguwa so to use it. Put it in front of him, or he must move and sit in a seat in front of the laptop. Can you take the laptop, bring it to Mr. Nguwa?
Change it. Okay, once more, good morning, colleagues, good morning, students. As far as our unit in the facilitation of learning, we provide the following services in the region. We have the tutorial program, which we offer via MS Teams. It's fully online. We have the quantitative and quantitative literacies, which is reading and writing and numeracy. We also started last year with an early alert student project. And we also have work integrated learning. What is our role as a tutorial support division? The tutorial section is the link between the student and the tutor with regards to the identified at-risk modules which a student is studying or registered for. A tutorial is more learner-centered than tutor-centered or teacher-centered, and thus it is more interactive. a tutor facilitates the learning process. The services are free. As a UNISA registered student, you have not to pay more. What to do if you want assistance? You check whether your modules are on the tutorial schedule that you can find in our offices, as I've listed them earlier on. You also check on my UNISA, also check on our KZN Facebook, YEMA, and project site. Our class schedules and class times are communicated to students via my live mail, the one that Ms. Ngongo was talking about, and or we use SMSs. They are also made available on the UNISA official online platforms such as UNISA website, UNISA KZN official Facebook page, YEMA and or project site. After registration, you have to enroll for classes. You can use my UNISA or you can go to any of those offices. Tutorials are highly recommended for students who struggle to cope with their studies, as UNISA is a very, very intimidating environment. The tutors that are teaching you are appointed by your lecturers in Pretoria. You don't appoint them here in the region. They are appointed by your lecturers in Pretoria. The tutors who are employed to assist you, they don't do assignments for you. They assist you with the modules or with the content-based subject matter. They are not admin people. You cannot go to them with your admin questions. You must ensure that you have necessary study material required before the class. As Mr. Nongo said, that if you don't get it from the couriers or from the counter, you can go to my UNISA and download it there. Students are highly advised to attend the online classes prepared, because you are not here there to sit and listening to the tutor. You are there to also contribute. Academic literacies are available in all regions. There are reading and writing services for undergraduate students. There are numerous services for undergraduate students. We also assist postgraduate students with research writing. Those probably new at UNISA from other institutions who are doing honors, who are doing masters, who are doing doctorates. We have facilitators who assist them in research writing. This service is offered by well-qualified and experienced facilitators. Subject-specific support is offered. You can also arrange one-on-one with the facilitator so that you can get maximum support. This is done through MS Teams. In the region, we develop schedules and we share those schedules with you, students. We also have the Early Alert Student Project, acronymed as EASP. This is a 3-year project which is in the 2nd year now. All regions are busy with this project. We identify students who are not doing well in their studies after their first assignments and guide them to the academic interventions that are available to them to assist them to succeed. To participate in the project, students have to sign a consent form. Further details, you can email me on that email address or visit our office in room 2A2 here in this building. Work integrated learning. is compulsory for certain qualifications. Student needs to undergo some form of experiential practical learning in a relevant organization for a specific described period before they can graduate. Facilitation of learning provides support by issuing on request referral letters for their work integrated learning. How to enroll, you follow those steps. For our information, any queries, you go to that email address. Also, you go to this building in room 1B5 or room 2A2. Thank you.
Siyabonga. Thank you very much, Mr. Ngoba. Colleagues, let us move on. In the interest of time, we are left with only 20 minutes now. Students, this department is a department that assists you to do well with your studies. They facilitate learning for you. Let us move on, colleagues. Now, I would like to invite Ms. Candice Chetty from our counseling department to make a presentation. Candice, if you are able, please put your presentation on slide mode so that we see the full screen. Thank you very much. Over to you, Ms. Chetty.
Thank you, Mr. Semi. Good morning, students. Good morning, colleagues. I'm Candice Chetty, and I'm here presenting on behalf of the Counseling and Career Development Unit in the KZN region. Today, I just share with you what we do, who we are, what we offer, and where we are located and how you can contact us. So I'll start off with what do we do. We provide professional counseling interventions to registered students related to their career, academic and personal concerns, with the aim of adding value to students' career choices, mental well-being and learning. And we provide this counseling interventions through various modalities like face-to-face counseling, online counseling via MS Teams, email and telephone counseling as well. Importantly, students access our services on a voluntary basis, and it is 100% free and confidential. We are located at the Durban office, the main campus, Simiso Nkwanyana campus, 230 Stalwart Simalani Street, and our counseling offices are based in the seminar room, the atrium on the ground floor. We also have an office in Pietermaritzburg at number 1 Langali Palehle Street in the new Res building. And we also have service centers in Wild Coast, Newcastle, and Richards Bay. You can also access our website for self-help resources on www.unisa.ac.za/counseling. And on our self-help resources that's available 24/7, you'll find information about how to plan your career, how to explore careers, preparing for job opportunities, also information about planning your studies, managing your studies, and personal development and mental health related information. Importantly, on our website, we have a section on downloads where you can access some of our resources, download some of our documents, listen to some audio, and also recordings of our workshops. Lastly, how can you access our services? You can email us. You can send an email to counselingkzn@unisa.ac.za, and we'll reply to that. You can call us for Durban, Richards Bay, and Wild Coast. You can call us on 031 335 8119, and for PMB and Newcastle, you can contact us on 033 355 1737. You can also book an online session with a student counselor on MS Teams by using that link or scanning the QR code. And on that, you can choose a time and date that suits you to consult with a student counselor regarding personal, academic, or career concerns. And you can also access us through our website, like I mentioned, and keep a lookout for our workshops. You can access our self-help resources on our website. We also have wonderful YouTube recordings of previous workshops we've held, and we also send mass emails to students with regard to our upcoming events, our upcoming workshops, and relevant resources. Thank you all.
Wow, thank you very much, Candice. Ms. Chechi, thank you very much. Students, this department is saying to all of us, do not hide any frustration, any problems. Do not have a heavy burden on yourself. You have a friend that you can speak to confidentially, professionally. You can speak to counseling about anything and everything, as long as you are able to open up and speak. Don't die in your little corner without talking to anybody. Thank you very much, Ms. Chechi, for keeping on time. Let us move on, colleagues. Let us now move on to our next presentation from the library. And the colleague who's representing the library department is Mr. Makachini Njabulo. Over to you, my brother. Are you there, Mr. Makachini? Colleagues, can you hear Mr. Makachini? I can't hear him on my side. Show of thumbs. Can you hear Mr. Makachini? Mr. Makachini, look like you are. Okay, we can hear you now. We can hear you now. Okay. No problem. Please take over. Take over.
Yes, good morning. Good morning again for all colleagues available online and also the venue. My name is Njabulo Makachini. I'm the British Librarian based here at Durban campus. I will be presenting this on behalf of library services based in KZN.
Njabulo.
Two libraries that have
Njabulo.
Hello.
Njabulo, is there a better way? Can you bring the laptop you are using closer to you, please?
I'm at the venue. I left my laptop in the library. Yeah.
The sound is not good.
Can you hear me now?
That's better. Let us try. Please proceed.
Okay. Yes, we are having two libraries in KZN. We are having the Durban library based at the Simiso Kwanyana building at the Durban campus, and we're also having the library at the Pietermaritzburg campus. We are having all our contact numbers that are available, and they are also available on the university library website. We are opening from January to February, Monday to Friday, and we are opening our doors from 7:45 in the morning, and we are closing at 4 o'clock. Unfortunately, for now, we are not operating on Saturdays, Sundays, and public holidays. For students to have access in the library, as soon as you are registered, you are automatically activated. The membership is activated. You don't have to pay for any membership to be a member of the library. Once you are your registration is finalized, you are automatically a member of the library. And students, so we normally when students are coming in the library, we normally request for a student card for positive identification, but If you don't have your student card, you must make sure at least you are in a position of your proof of registration. We also accept maybe a driver's license for positive identification. And we are also having rules that we apply in the library services, as we know that all the houses are having their own rules. So we also expect that everybody who is working in the library will also obey our library rules. There are also some library etiquette that we normally request our users to follow. Especially we don't allow drinks and food in the library. And we also make sure that people doesn't vandalize our resources in the library, and that under no circumstances is tolerated. We also request our users to always make sure that they put their phones on silence mode. We also have the extended services to certain user categories, especially when we say access to other universities. If you are an academic staff or a postgraduate student, we also try to make sure that we give you an option to use. Because we are having a relationship with other institutions, we organize a membership for you to use those universities that are closer to you. And recently, we've been doing partnerships with the public libraries just to make sure that our students at different locations are having access to study spaces, and also they can be able to connect to Wi-Fi in partnership with those public libraries, and also with the printing facilities you are also having access to that. We're having different services that we're offering to our students, especially on our libraries. We are having learning services where we can be able to borrow and get the books physically. We are also offering the library trainings to our students, so that at least you can be able to be self-sufficient. So whenever you are doing your assignments, at least you know how to find information and how to use it. We also teach you how to request literature search because our library is having different support to students. So there is a department that also offers literature search, and there's also the research support that is available in our library. Some services are available online and some are available physically, but in our classes we teach you at least so that when you won't miss the deadlines of your assignments. We're also having services for postgraduate students, masters, and doctoral students. We are also having the technology support. We are also having the membership, different categories of membership. Also having silent study rooms that are mostly available for postgraduates, but if they are not busy, we also open to undergraduates too. We are having a study space, a quiet study space, and the training rooms whenever we have to do some trainings. We have in library technology. Our online catalog is also available 24/7. You can be able to access it online. We are having assistance with Wi-Fi connectivity. We can also teach you how to use online library request services, because sometimes it might happen that the books are not available in our library, but we'll show you how to request those books. And sometimes if our libraries are closed, you can be able to return the books using our extended facilities or resources, where you can just return the books without being assisted by the personnel from the library. Technology for students with special needs. We also having some of the facilities for students with special needs. As I have said, that each library house has its own groups. Sometimes when we borrow our books, we are expecting you to return them. at a certain dates. So if you don't return them, we find the students, and of which it's mostly 500 people per day. So we always try to make sure that at least everyone has a fair chance of using those books. So that's why we're finding students, but it's not our intention to find people, because you are having options to remove the books that we normally give to you. Whenever we give you the library material, we must make sure that it's in a good condition, because when you return it, may be damaged. You are liable, you are accountable for all those damages. And we'll have to touch base on the level of damage. And you can also pay your fines via online or EFT. Yes, sir, that's where my presentation stops, and I would like to encourage students to come in the library just to make sure that you are self-sufficient and you can be able to meet all your academic needs. Thank you very much.
Siyabonga kakhulu Qabash. Thank you very much, Mr. Makachini. Ladies and gentlemen, let us move on to our next presentation, which is fortunately the last one. And your hands are noted. Look like we will get some few minutes at the end to attend to your hands. Let us quickly now move on to our next presenter from the student admin, Mr. Siphelele Ngobo. Mapolova, over to you, sir.
Thank you very much, Program Director, Mr. Selman. Greetings to my colleagues who are part of the presentations today. And let me extend my greetings to all our students attending in various platforms today. My name is Pelele Ngobo, and I am a student advisor for undergraduate and postgraduate qualifications based in Durban in Kwa-Zulu, Natal. The outlook of our section, which is student administration and financial aid, we have 4 offices currently in Kwa-Zulu, Natal. We have a Durban hub, which is the Durban office. We have our offices in Pietermaritzburg, Richards Bay, and Newcastle. And I must indicate that there are services in all these offices except the office, the services like your dispatch and your student funding. And I will be presenting much on that. For student administration, we are responsible for online applications. Remember that now we are no longer using a dual mode of applications. Previously, we were using a paper application where students will come and they will apply here using the application forms. But our applications now are strictly online, and we are also the custodians of admission requirements. Once we have applied, we have the responsibility to check if you are satisfying all the requirements for your qualification that you intend to register for. And once you have applied, we give you admission in a form of offer, you accept an offer, and then we deal with registrations of all students. That's what we are currently doing at the moment. The application that we are using is called Phases, and most of our students, and I think it's very important for those who are doing higher certificates currently, because immediately they always have this idea in mind that they will be automatically be accepted for their respective qualifications. But I must indicate that we only have applications in August, September, and October. Those are the months that you need to look for the following academic year. We then open applications for all undersubscribed qualifications, like now in January, we had applications for the College of Accounting Science as well as the College of Science and Engineering and Technology. Those were undersubscribed qualifications, but in most cases, our application phase is in August, September, and October. So you have to look out on that, and you need to pay attention and make sure that you align yourself with that phase. No payment for returning students. Obviously, those who have applied before, you just need to apply for your qualification you will be migrating to. Availability of space. Most of our students, they tend to, as I've indicated, particularly those who are doing higher certificates, you unfortunately need to know that in as much as you are doing a higher certificate to articulate to your degree, it also dependent on the availability of space. Sometimes we will be ranking your application to enrollment management. You will have to apply patience and wait for the university to assist you. And remember also, all our applications are subject to admission requirements, from statutory requirements, government requirements, college-specific requirements, as well as your APS score. These are the things that we need to pay attention to as students who are registered for 2024 academic year. Per year, you can only register 10 modules, which we can equate it to 1,220 credits, because each module contains 12 credits. So it's 120 credits per year. The exception is only affected to those students who are doing their last module. If you are left with 6 modules to complete your qualification, then you can apply for an extra module. If you are left with 11-year modules to complete your qualification, then you can apply for an extra 1 module. But that exception or that concession is only for final year students. All our students are compelled and they are confined to 10 modules per readmission policy. Remember, students, as you are registered this year, you have a responsibility at least to pass 3 modules per academic year. If you do not pass the minimum of 3 modules, you will be phased out by the university. And that's the readmission. We want to encourage all our students to go online and read my rules so that you will be able to familiarize yourself with these policies. Once you are phased out, obviously you will come to us. There are 2 options. The first option is to appeal. Some of you might be undergoing through some psychological disorders, therefore that will amount to the 3 modules per academic year, and we have a unit which is called student counseling that can assist you in terms of actually establishing what went wrong, and then we can able to assist you in terms of the application for appeals. But for readmission, you will have to do a non-formal qualification for a year. Once you have completed that non-qualification, you will then qualify to continue with your qualification. We also deal with the curriculum, particularly for final year students. It's very important for our final year students to undergo the curriculum verification so that they do not get surprises. We issue academic records, proof of registrations, assignment results, etc. We also take the assignments inquiries and other related general inquiries. We also want to emphasize that your qualification has got a duration or a time frame, which is a teach-out plan. More often than not, you will find that before your qualification gets phased out, you will be told that this qualification will phase out in 2027. You need then to work hard to make sure that by 2027 that qualification is completed, because in cases where the qualification gets phased out, sometimes you find that you will lose more modules when you migrate to a new qualification. The verifications if you have completed your qualification, and we want to emphasize that for our final year students, particularly those who will be doing higher certificates in your second semester, particularly to those who are coming from other universities who have applied for credits, If you are a final year student, make sure that on your My UNISA portal, your status is marked as final year. It also helps if you are you left with 2 modules and you have failed those modules to be granted an FI concession to submit portfolios and to write those exams within the January period. FI verifications for complete status, we are also dealing with that in our unit. Our advice is available throughout the year, so you don't have to confine yourself during registrations. We can advise you post registrations. We can advise you during applications. We are available throughout the year to advise all our students, and particularly for our B.Ed students. It's very, very important for our B.Ed students to get proper advice, because some of them, they register incorrect modules. We want to encourage that if you do not understand your curriculum, you visit us. Student assessments, we are also dealing with all assessments like assignments. We want also to emphasize that watch out for your due date of your assignments as you will be logging on your My UNISA. Make sure that you note all your assignment due dates, because first assignment is compulsory. That assignment is going to give you admission to your examination. It also contributes on your year mark. It's very important for you to understand that. We also take all assignment related inquiries. For
Please
examination
move towards
admissions,
closure. Mr. Ngo, please move towards closure, please.
I'm about to close, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you.
Examination admissions, you check out your timetable or visit our unit. Use the once you are admitted to examination, during your exam, there will be a WhatsApp contact number that will be given to you in case you are experiencing difficulties with network to upload your examination paper. We also deal with rechecking of your exam scripts. And for dispatch, we are also responsible to issue your study material at the count. We request your additional study material if you feel that there is an additional study guide that you might require. We also reroute the study material for those who are using courier service. In our unit also, we have Act Suite unit which deals with students with special needs. We deal with registrations for them, advice and administrative inquiries. They are dedicated to deal with students with disability. All you need to do is to make sure that you indicate the nature of your disability. Student funding also is centralized in Cape Town, but we are also dealing with NSFAS in our unit. We advise students to note their username and passwords for their NSFAS. We respond to all student funding related inquiries, NSFAS and bursary inquiries. You can come to our unit or you can send us an email to queries@unisa.ac.za. queries@kzn.unisa.ac.za. Thank you, sir.
Mapolo, students, that magic email address, queries@kzn.unisa.ac.za, is very important. If I were you, I was going to write it down in my diary. I was going to write it down everywhere where I can remember it. That is a very, very, very important email address for students. Queries, kzn@unisa.ac.za. Very important. Thank you very much, Mapolova. Colleagues, we have come to the end of our presentations. However, I have been informed that there were several hands that Joe would like to request that they pose. They are very brief questions, very brief. Do not have introduction and the closing. Just go straight to the question. What is it that you want us to help you with? And they will try by all means to answer those questions. Joe, can you please indicate which hands are up?
Certainly, Siyabonga. Good morning, colleagues. The first student who raised their hand is Ariana. May we have your question, please, Ariana? Ariana, could you unmute, please?
Maybe let's move
Joe,
on to
are they
another one.
given the right to unmute? Check with Mr. Lekau.
I am.
I have
Dr.
unmuted everyone. They must just unmute on their side. Thank you.
Yes.
Perfect.
Thank you. Okay, Ariana, we're going to the next student. Kolile, would you like to raise your question? Please unmute before you ask your question.
Let's move on to the next student.
The next student is Andiswa. Andiswa, please unmute and ask your question.
All the 7 subjects. Yeah, we subjects. But you've always done this time.
Okay, look how we have a terrible noise in the background. I'm going to go to the 4th student. Osama, please can you raise your question? Please remember to unmute so you can ask your question. I'm not sure the students are still physically attending the online workshop, but if you are there, please unmute so that you can raise your question. Last student who raised their hand is Kolisa. Kolisa, please unmute yourself and raise your question so we can assist you.
Okay, Joe.
That's all the hands raised, Mr. Seme. Thank you.
Students and colleagues, I think let us emphasize that this is the magic email address, queries@kzn.unisa.ac.za. Any further queries should be then forwarded to this particular email address. Ladies and gentlemen, colleagues, students, let me take this opportunity and thank everybody who has been part of this very successful post-registration orientation for our students. I would like to thank our colleagues from the head office, SRU colleagues. I would like to thank our own regional director, Dr. Meza. Without you, these programs will not be a success. I would like to thank all other departments in the region. Colleagues, let us hold our hands together in the service of our students and ensure that we always put our students first and ensure that we give our students the service they deserve. Thank you very much. The program has come to an end. Siyabonga.
Thank you, Mr. Seme. Goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye.
Thank you. Bye.